That is a megawatt.
And welcome back to Anyone's Hunt. My name's Stephen Drake, and the goal of this video series is to get more people hunting by sharing hunting opportunities that are available to anyone. We're gonna share with you how to do these hunts, share all the logistics involved, and just show you how much fun these hunts can be. So for the third installment of the series, Matt Seidel, Matt McCormick, Brady Davis, Brady's Lab Led, and myself are all heading to North Dakota for a late season waterfowl hunt. Here is a little teaser of what's to come. All right, so I'm sitting here with Matt McCormick and Brady Davis, and these guys are just total waterfowl gurus, really experts in this space. I'm just gonna kind of pick their brain a little bit about the hunting opportunity that we're going on in North Dakota. So first up, guys, like, why North Dakota?
Well, for me, North Dakota, it's right in the funnel of the Central Flyway. As those birds come down, they all have to go through North Dakota. The opportunities are really endless as far as ducks and geese go, specifically late season geese. The access is really non-resident friendly. Anything that you come across that is not posted at the field entrance, but harvested, you can legally hunt.
There are hundreds of thousands of geese that not only migrate through, but stage and stay in North Dakota. There's open water and there's food, and that's two things Canada Goose needs.
We're coming from Bozeman, Montana. We're going to be targeting the Missouri River zone in North Dakota, which is centrally Bismarck. That's about an 8-hour drive for us. So Drake, Brady, myself, we're going to be driving out with a trailer. So we'll have all our stuff. We'll also have a dog. We'll have our coolers for bringing birds back. We'll have everything we need packed up right here. And Matt Seidel is going to be joining us. Flies in Monday. That's kind of how we're going to get there. You got to drive across the treacherous central plains of the U.S. and hope for good weather. North Dakota is known for shutting the freeway down.
We've reserved an Airbnb rental house. When you do it that way with the four of us, the nice thing is when you split the costs, it's actually a really affordable thing to do. Split amongst our group, it's going to be well under $1,000 per guy, and that's a pretty great way to go spend basically a week in another state. Okay, so some of the logistics for this hunt. This is an early December hunt. The weather forecast for the days that we're going to be there is really cold. We're highs in the low single digits. Some days are 4 degrees. Lows are 10 to 12 below zero. So we're going to be leaving really early in the morning, Sunday morning. With the weather holding out, that should give us the luxury of showing up at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Bismarck. That'll give us a few hours to scout, find out where the birds are, get prepped, kind of make a plan for the next day, hopefully find the birds and hopefully gain access and permission.
On a hunt like this, because it's so cold, these geese are not going to be flying until well into the morning. So we don't need to wake up super early. Ideally, we wouldn't be setting up till 8, 9 o'clock, shooting birds 11, noon-ish, and then getting done around 2 o'clock, which most of the days we'll be hunting. North Dakota regulations do regulate us to only hunting until 2 o'clock on every day but Wednesday that we'll be hunting. We got to be mindful of that, but it'll also help open up some scouting opportunities for us.
Yeah, everybody knows in waterfowl scouting is the number one rule, right? Is the number one key to success is scouting. And it's really tempting if you're in the afternoon hunt, the birds are coming in, you still have birds to shoot. It's really hard to leave the field sometimes and go scout for the next day.
It is.
And so the 2 o'clock rule in North Dakota, I am really excited about because it will force us to be done by then. Get decoys picked up, reload the trailer, and we got a couple hours to scout and find something for the next day.
It might open up some new challenges for us too if those birds don't fly till 1 o'clock, or maybe the geese don't even start flying until 2.
Right.
Which could happen.
Yeah.
In those low single digits. Looking forward to seeing what's going on out there and just trying it out. And yeah, it's all new to us.
So one of the other big tools we're going to use on this trip is the onX app. Everybody knows scouting and waterfowl is probably the most important thing that you can possibly do. You know, it's funny, 15 plus years ago I was learning how to field hunt geese, and I lived in northern Colorado on the Front Range. I remember going around from county to county, and I ended up being able to buy this giant county plat map. It looked like an architectural blueprint. It was thick, lots of pages, and I ended up spending like almost $2,000 to get all these different maps from the counties compiled into one book. And I would go out and I'd scout and I'd scour through the pages and try to figure out where I was on the map. If I'd have had an app on my phone that I could have driven around and scouted with and instantly pulled up who owned it, what their address was, it would have been an absolute game changer. And it probably would have saved some marital strife as well, because at the time when I spent $2,000 on those books, I didn't have that money. You know, this is a key thing. It's real time. It tracks us. So as we're driving by a field, looking at a feed on the right, seeing birds pour into the left, we can be actively scanning on our phone right on the spot, knowing that so-and-so owns this and so-and-so owns that, where they live, what their name is, and be able to get a hold of them and get access. So if somebody asks me what the number one thing that has changed waterfowl hunting in the last 10 years is, my answer would be onX, because it's allowed anybody with a smartphone in their hand to be able to know who the landowner is and potentially gain permission much quicker and real time while you're there in the field on the spot. For a waterfowl road trip like this, we're not really sure what situation we're going to run into. We know what we're targeting, but we don't know what the fields are going to be like, the hides are going to be like, or how big the feeds are going to be. So I'll show you guys how we have this trailer set up. First of all, it's a 22-foot trailer, so it's got plenty of space for storage. In the back of the trailer, we put the things that are going to come out first. So honker decoys, layout blinds with snow covers. 8 dozen full body goose decoys right here. We've also got another 5 dozen of them up here if we want to get bigger. Dog blinds. On this trip, we're going to be running one dog. My black lab Lead is going to be coming along, so we'll have the one dog blind with a snow cover for him as well. We also like to run sleeper shells, especially when it's bitter cold outside. Those geese will get in the field and lay down and go to sleep really quick. 10 dozen stackable sleeper shell goose decoys right there. These are nice because we can get them out and we can grow our decoy spread and get big numbers really fast. We also have a couple of A-frame blinds here with the snow covers on them. So if the height is right, we can do that. Decoy rigs if we find ducks on water and we want to hunt ducks over water. One thing that we did in this trailer when we built it out is we used all E-track accessories. So this E-track mounts to the wall here, and all of our bins, our hooks, our bucket brackets, our decoy hooks, everything clips into the E-track. Depending on the road trip we're going on, we can rearrange this entire trailer and reconfigure it in about 5 minutes. After every waterfowl hunt, there's always a bunch of, empty shotgun shells, holes, boxes from shotgun shells, miscellaneous garbage. So we put a trash can in here mounted on the wall. Also run one of these go boxes full of shotgun shells. Makes it really nice to come in the side door here. Guys can grab what they need to grab. But again, all of this stuff mounted on E-track allows for this whole trailer to be reconfigured, changed, whether we're hunting geese, ducks, whatever. But on this trip, we're basically bringing the whole kitchen sink.
In the front of the trailer, we have 2 shelves. This is for blind bags, it's for flag storage, gear storage. Each one of us will have a hanger, so that way you know that this is yours. You never get it mixed up in your sea of Sika gear, which is what this ends up being. One really important piece that's going to be on this hunt is white. We know that it's going to be snowy, we know it's going to be cold. White really helps us blend in, especially in a layout blind or an A-frame. The next thing that I'm gonna rely on is Sika's Boreal series. This is a down-filled Gore-Tex wrapped jacket and bib. This is gonna be able to keep me warm during those really cold single-digit, potentially below 0 temperatures. We got a workbench. This is for any sort of tinkering or anything that we end up having to do, whether you're fixing blinds or you're fixing spinners. We got lock storage up here. As you move over into here, right next to the side door, roadside assistance, 2 spare tires, roadside kit, which has flares, it has jacks, it has tow straps, has chains. If anything goes wrong, it's all really handy.
All right, so we've got a bunch of packing to do, and we're planning to hit the road at 5 a.m. tomorrow. So we will see you in episode 2, where the road trip and the hunt will start.